Alright, let's color. So I'm gonna try to work on my commentary a little bit. Get a little comfortable with the camera. Because, man, talking to a camera, it's nerve-daunting when you are first starting out. And I want to get comfortable to the point where it feels natural, organic, just loads of fun. So I figured, I already did a few, coloring videos where I just colored to music, and I figured, let's add some commentary and just get comfortable with the camera, get comfortable with talking. And it's going to be difficult. I'm not used to talking while drawing or coloring. Give it a nice little rainbow here. But, you know, just get comfortable. You can chill, relax, listen to my ramblings. This one is actually a color invert of a drawing I did. When I do my coloring page bundles, I like to do the normal ones and then the color inverts because it's hard to tell. Sometimes they both make coloring pages or good coloring pages, but usually, it just offers two different things. Sometimes the drawings don't really work as well as color inverts as they do regular, and vice versa. This one honestly works great as a color invert. Gives you some nice blocks to color in. Give it a nice little rainbow. But other ones, when you invert them, you just can't really tell the difference. And I don't want people to feel like I'm getting the same thing twice, but usually if it's just a drawing of concentric lines, it has that issue. Not this one though. This one I did various different squares and rectangles. Gotta spin the paper here to get a different angle. I actually did this one around Christmas last year. It looks simple, but it took a long time to draw all these squares. Not complaining. Sometimes it's worth it to pour a lot of time into artwork. Some nice blue here. When I add color, I love doing rainbow. I don't know why. I've always loved coloring rainbow ever since I was a kid. You may notice some of these markers are not all the same brand. It's because I kill markers like there's no tomorrow. Nice dark blue. I'm always worried that my coloring pages or my art to be used for coloring pages isn't good. I like coloring them and I quite enjoy the patterns and think they would make great coloring pages. The only problem is it's kind of hard to gauge what other people would think because, like, your friends and family, when you show them your art, they're usually gonna react positively to it, which isn't bad about them. That's just one thing I've observed. All my friends and family think my art is good. And you know, sometimes it's hard to know what strangers will think. And it's hard to put yourself out there into the world, but if you want to grow, you're gonna have to put yourself out there. This is a fun coloring page, though. Definitely one of the better ones in this bundle. I actually have it available in a coloring book format. I titled it something fun and witty. It's called Art Squared. It was my second book, and it came out 1,000 times better than the first one. The first one I went with a vanity publisher because I did not know about vanity publishers. It's still published with them. I might do a redo and a republish at a later date, but there's definitely improvements to be made and work to be done to grow. That marker is dead. I don't know why I still have it. Let's find a nice pink pink to blend with the yellow, or with the red. Yeah, that's pink. I quite like coloring. It's a good way to relax, especially after working hard on projects like schoolwork. Definitely a great way to decompress after schoolwork or work if you work a day job, you know. It's nice to just sit back, relax with something creative. Oh, pink. When I was a kid, I don't know what it was, but I did not like the color pink. Now that I'm an adult, I like it a lot more. Maybe it's because every bedroom I had from when I was a baby until I was like a young teenager was pink, and I just wanted something different, so who knows? Who knows? I would totally scan this in, but you never make a clone of a clone. Don't copy the copy, and this is a copy. I actually printed these. I have the entire coloring book, actually both copies of my entire coloring book, as physical books. I also have all the drawings printed. I sell them on my Etsy shop as like a printable, so you can print these yourself, and I don't want to put something out there without seeing the print quality, so I went to Staples and printed these and figured might as well color them for YouTube and show people a method of coloring for these, because they're not as explicit as some other coloring pages are. So they are available on my Etsy shop. I do have a link in my channel description. I'm waiting to build a channel history to be able to post links in my video descriptions. So when that is possible, I will definitely be doing that. But for now, just sit and enjoy. If you want a cup of tea, go pause the video, get a cup of tea, just sit and ramble. Sit and listen to my ramblings. This is turning out quite nice, and I'm not covered in marker yet, which is fantastic. Normally whenever I color with markers, I end up wearing more marker than the paper. Don't know how I pull that one off. I remember taking an art class in college, and the art teacher's opinion of me was that I was a mess. I'm like, and it turns out it was because of how I blended. I hated it. It was just terrible. The little blending sticks they have, whether they're made out of paper or wood, that you use for blending charcoal, that feeling of rubbing it against the paper, I just couldn't stand it. It was, I don't know, it was a sensory thing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna use my hand, and I'll just like clean my hand with a wet paper towel. I'll just be covered in charcoal. So I think that's why the art teacher said I was a mess. Understandable. But, you know, there's no wrong way to create. It's just your way, I believe. Just here. Maybe next coloring page I'll go through and pick colors I don't normally color with, and we'll see what it looks like. Because I use these rainbow ones. I use them a lot. Actually, like red, yellow, and orange. I don't know why, but those markers always die first. It's weird. But maybe that's just because the rainbow pattern and I use them more than the others. But, you know, I kill markers and pens like there's no tomorrow. I use pens to draw these, so as you can imagine, these drawings definitely take it out of the pens I use. In fact, I'm in the market for new brands of pens, because the brand I usually buy, when they work wonderful. They write smoothly, they don't smudge. If you go over the lines you've already drawn, it doesn't get a shiny texture to it, which some pens do. And they're really, when they work, they're amazing, but lately I'll get a pack and half of them just doesn't want to write, and it's a bummer because I really like that brand of pens. So I might be in the market to try some different brands of gel pen just to see what works for my art. I've tried other brands in the past, and either they like show the shading and the texture behind my drawing instead of a saturated black, and others smudge. Like, there's this one brand I bought a bulk pack thinking I was getting a good deal, and half a drawing in and it was smudging all over the place. I did use those marked pens. I used all of those pens until they were dead, not for drawing, but for writing things down as you would normally use a pen for, not for just drawing. But you know, that might be a fun thing to do. Just go to the office store, buy small packs of gel pens, and try out a few brands before buying a big pack, because if it doesn't work, then you have this big old pack of pens, and and I hate throwing things away that can be used. And maybe if I did buy big packs and it didn't work, I could donate them, but I don't know if they'd accept an open pack of pens for a donation. Maybe small packs, and then I can use the reject pens for instead of art projects. I can use it for writing in my notebook or writing down for schoolwork, because I do prefer writing in pen over pen. Well, writing notes at school, I don't mind writing a pencil, but usually pencil smudges a lot, so most of my artwork is done with pen and marker. They're less likely to smudge. This is turning out quite lovely, actually. I love coloring, and just seeing, like, if I follow this pattern, like a pattern to color, what will the final result look like? Kind of like how I'm doing the squares here, and it's just so satisfying, and just following an algorithmic pattern to color. Even like on my phone, I have a little pixel art app I like to color occasionally, and that one is interesting. You can follow patterns. You can go from the color by number, from the highest number to the lowest number. Color in a pattern like I'm coloring out. Like, there's just so many different ways, and it's just so much fun and so relaxing just to zone out, color a little bit. And then my ramblings after this will be sent to the void. The void. Who knows? Maybe this video will get views, but if it doesn't, it's good to just create something and get comfortable with the camera. I hope that once I get a little more comfortable with the camera and talking and all that fun stuff, that I can start doing face videos and more topic anticipated ones. There is currently a topic video on my YouTube channel about finding motivation as a creative, and that one's okay. It's a lot shorter than I was planning, because I wrote a script and read the script, so there's some stuttering, and oh man, I tried to read it like I was presenting a school project. It is very, very synthetic sounding, but I layered video with pre-recorded audio, so mostly it was to get a little exploration with writing scripts. I'm thinking about trying some videos where I have less of a script and more of a topic list and talk about it. We'll see which one goes better. But it can be tough starting out. Especially when you want to do good, and it's so hard because like you want to do good to start out, but you start and you kind of suck. You really do when you start out with whatever you start. I mean, learning to cook, you're probably gonna make a few bad meals that you shamefully scrape into the trash can, or accidentally add too much baking soda to your cookies when baking. Like, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna make bad content. You're gonna make bad things when you're first starting out. Rebel purple pen right there. But you know, if you can't suck at something before you have to suck at something before you're good at it. You have to build a skill set. You have to have the capacity to grow. You can't be perfect right away. Which is a little reassuring, I guess you could say. And I mean, even now, I feel so awkward talking to a camera. Even like Zoom meetings where there is a person on the other side of the camera and they will ask questions or they will respond, and you know who that person is, like, that is very daunting. So imagine talking to a camera to who knows how many people. Huh. Blue. I quite like blue. Blues and greens. I like coloring with marker because it is faster than colored pencils, and markers tend to cooperate a little bit more than colored pencils. Like, colored pencils are nice and you can get a really nice color gradient through shading with them, but when they get dull and you go to sharpen them, they never want to sharpen. Like, the tips always break off in the sharpener and you end up having to sharpen them like 5 times, and then before you can even really color with them, they're like half the length they were out of the package. And even, like, I've tried buying more expensive colored pencils and the same results. I think it's just because the colored graphite or colored lead, whatever you want to call it, is probably softer than traditional, than the traditional graphite, so it's more prone to breakage in the packaging, which is a shame because colored pencils you can get some beautiful texturing with. I know you can get beautiful texturing with markers too, that is not currently in my toolbox. Maybe someday it will be. Oh, squares. It's time for pink. I don't know why I like coloring in rainbows. It's just, maybe it's the fact that you can follow a pattern. So red, orange, yellow, and so on and so forth, and you always know what the next color you're gonna use is. Maybe it's just because it fits well with my maximalist art style, which is quite loud. Some of my drawings are really loud. And I'm not talking loud as in color, because some of these aren't colored yet. And some of them I don't think will take color well. When those come, I will explain that this one probably is not going to take color well. This happens to be one that takes color extremely well. Oh yeah, this is really turning out nicely. onto red. Woo! Almost done. I wonder if my little leg bounce is visible on the camera. I can't sit still for the life of me. But, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, if whoever watches this is interested in checking this out, this is part of a coloring page bundle on my Etsy shop, or my coloring book, either or. The book is Art Squared. It's available on Amazon, or the coloring page on my Etsy shop. There's 2 bundles right now. One's 50 abstract coloring pages, which this one is not a part of, and then there's 50 geometric coloring pages, which this one is a part of. If you're interested in checking them out. I guess shameless plug, but I would truly appreciate support in my art journey as I continue to grow. This actual coloring page bundle was fun because the theme around it was all squares and rectangles, and coming up with even 25 drawings around squares is tough. Just simply because of how many unique abstract designs can you do with squares, you know? But I got it done and it turned out quite nice. I'm really pleased with the results. Maybe I'll do a book review or 2. Reviewing what I think how the book turned out. But that will be at a later date. Yeah, well, that was fun to color. Thanks for listening to my ramblings, and enjoy the rest of your day or evening or weekend.